Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are getting into something that I have never done before, never advertised before, never really had any desire to do before. But I got an email from somebody and they said all the right things. So here we are. The 1222 is getting hooked up and leaving the yard today, and I'll explain why in just a second. Stick around. Alright, so what's going on and where is the 1222 off to today? I got an email last week from a lady and she had a request that is obviously, like I just said, something that I've never done before and don't do. But in her email she said that her husband had just had hip replacement surgery, so he is not mobile right now. She's got wood that's already cut up in her yard from some trees that they had taken down. She said it's about 75 rounds that she needs to have split. She's unable to do it herself, and obviously her husband is unable to do it right now, and they need this wood for heat. She wanted to know if I would be willing to come and split the wood for her. So I contemplated this a little bit. Normally my knee-jerk reaction would just be to say, no, I'm sorry, I don't offer that type of service. But given her situation, the fact that she was so forthcoming with me and explained to me right up front what the reason for this request was, I responded to her and said, yes, I normally don't do this, but I will do it for you because of your situation. I could come next week and here is my price. Well, she was absolutely thrilled. She sent me some pictures of what she had to do. I gave her the price. She was happy with that, so we have it scheduled. So we're heading down the road today with the 1222. We're going to make some quick work of this firewood that she has already cut up that needs split. And then this afternoon we've got a couple loads on a job that we've got to get with the Grapple Truck. Some really nice straight poplar logs from another job that we're going to be taking to the sawmill, and then a load of some junk wood that we'll get rid of. So that's the plan for today. Come along with me. We're headed out for a ride. So I'm really curious to know how many of you that do firewood on any size scale, whether it be, just for yourself, or maybe you sell a little bit, or maybe you sell a lot, how many of you do mobile splitting? This is something that I thought about early on and just decided not to do because it just takes wood away. The time that I have to split wood, I should be splitting my own wood, right? But I'm just wondering how many of you do it, and if you do, how do you set your pricing? Do you charge by like the half a day, the day? Do you charge by the hour, or the amount of wood that you split? Not that I'm considering doing this by any means, definitely not. But I'm just curious. I got to thinking about it when the lady asked me, and I wasn't sure how other people did it. So if you do, drop a comment down below and let me know how you set it up. So here we are, we got the splitter backed in here down the bottom of the yard. It's warming up, and this is the wood she has to split. Unfortunately, the way it's set up here, the wood is on the wrong side of the machine. Made me think about the video Andrew put out just last week with the double log lift, one on each side. It would certainly come in handy here, but it's no big deal. We can just roll them around the corner here to the log lift and we'll get them split, and shouldn't take long at all. Some pretty big rounds, but they will be perfect for the box wedge.
Keep talking good, keep talking sweet, keep sugar round, baby. I got you good, I got you sweet, got you on hold.
All right, so here's how we ended up. The price I gave her originally was for 2 hours of splitting. Based on the photograph she sent me, I thought I could probably get it done in 2 hours. Well, as we all know, photographs are deceiving. And this wood was a lot bigger diameter than I thought. So lots of manhandling, and I got more than half of it done. But this is still left a little bit of cherry and some maple. So it's been a day since we did that mobile splitting job, but I just wanted to film this and put this into the video. I'm going to insert this in here somewhere because I've had some time to reflect on this mobile splitting thing. Some of you always do this. This is probably going to be obvious information for you, but if it's something you haven't done and you are provided or presented with an opportunity to do it, here's some things you need to consider that I didn't think all the way through. And that is, number one, when you get there and the wood is already cut up, it's going to be cut long, it's going to be cut short, it's going to be cut on angles on both ends that is not conducive for pushing through with a splitter. Just, you know, when you cut your own wood, you take care and prepare for the next step. The guy that's cutting the wood ahead of you doesn't care what your next step is, because it's not going to be his problem at that point. So a lot of the wood that I was splitting during that scenario was cut long, it was cut short. A few of the pieces were cut so long you couldn't even get them into the trough of the splitter, and some pretty severe angles that they cut this wood on. The next thing you want to consider is positioning the wood and having the wood staged on the correct side of your log splitter. Where I was, you probably couldn't tell in the video, but where I was splitting was on a hillside, and where I set the splitter up was about the most level place I could find, but it was still unlevel left to right. So as I was running the splitter, I was literally standing on the side of a hill, which made things pretty difficult, and the wood was on the wrong side of the machine. I couldn't turn the machine around and get it in there just because of the way everything was laid out. I know I could hook up from the rear of the machine, some of you might say, to put it in the other way, but it wasn't going to work out. So that was another problem that I was presented with. And I would also have liked to push, because I don't have the conveyor there, I would have liked to hook up to the rear of the machine, put it in position. The log lift would have been on the correct side. I could have split the wood and gradually pushed the machine away from the wood pile as it grew. You saw on the time lapse there, every time I got a pile of wood in front of the splitter, I had to stop, go around, toss all the wood by hand over to the side, so that eventually when I was done, I would be able to hook the splitter up and get it out of there. So a lot of things that I didn't think through there. So hopefully my mistakes may help somebody else, but I just wanted to throw those things out there because I didn't mention it earlier. All right, I'm here at the dump spot. I just went and got that load of junk wood that I told you we had to get. So I am here now, gonna unload it. They were just in here last week grinding everything up. You can see we got piles of mulch here that are getting ready to get hauled out. So this place was filled up pretty good. They came in and grind everything up. So I'm gonna get this offloaded, and then we'll go get a load of poplar sawmill logs. If you want to watch the offload here, I'll film it. Just a bunch of stumps, big gnarly stumps. Guy had a tree service drop some stuff at his yard, and they kind of Well, they kind of did what tree services do until you establish a relationship with them. They put it on him pretty hard. And this stuff was way too gnarly and big for him to deal with. So he called us and said, get it out of here. So that's what we did. And you'll see it as it comes off how nasty and big this stuff is. I haven't seen these poplar logs we're gonna go get yet. Chad says they're sawmill quality, so. Today is Friday. We'll go, and it's late in the afternoon here, so the sawmill's already closed up. I'm working into the evening, the days are getting longer, it's gorgeous. Makes me happy. Got long hours of daylight, time will be changing here soon. But I'll load that load of poplar up this evening, and then I'll just take it up to the sawmill early Monday morning, right when they open, because I know we've got a job on Monday that we need this truck for. So we'll have to get that off pretty quickly on Monday morning. This was a stump. They actually dumped the whole stump on him. Root ball, dirt, and all. All right, that's the last of that. Well, we just arrived here and there's two different piles. I think I gotta get them both. I think there are some sawmill logs in here. There's also some that are not sawmill logs. So another pile over here, same situation. We've got some sawmill logs and some that are not. So what I think I'm gonna try to do is load the sawmill logs first. That way they're on the bottom of the load. Put the junk on top, and then I'll just run down and get rid of the junk and be ready for Monday morning. Well, there was a little more wood here than I thought, so we're gonna have to come back for a load of junk. This log right here, you can see it's split. That would have been a saw log, but it's split up the middle, so a no-go for that one. But we've got a full load on the truck, and I'll show you here. The rest of this stuff is just gonna go to the junk pile, and I'll come back and get that, but up the ladder we go. And you can see we got a nice load of saw logs here. Nice straight poplar. It's not the best for firewood, but the sawmills seem to like it. Had to rearrange the load there a little bit at the end on the time lapse. If you saw me unloading some of the logs I had already loaded, because I had to rearrange. It's an art to stack wood in here, and always be sure that you have room to set your boom back down. You can see I have a little channel there in the middle for the boom to lay in. We'll get this load up to the mill on Monday and come back and get the rest of this junk. Well, we're back. That was a jam-packed day full of stuff. We learned some lessons about mobile firewood splitting. Won't be doing that again. And the Grapple Truck made some money today. So all in all, a good day. Val just told me we have dinner reservations. Chaz, his wife, me, and Val are going out to dinner. So that's where I'm headed now. Home, get cleaned up, and get ready. So that's it for today. Thanks for coming along. We will see you back here next Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. Have a great week, everybody.